Who are we really attached to? Most people never ask themselves that question. We fall in love. We form bonds. We say we're close to someone. But underneath that closeness, what's really holding us? Is it them, the person? Or is it the way they see us? The version of ourselves that only comes alive in their presence? This is where attachment becomes more than emotion. It becomes identity. I once had a friend who shared something that has stayed with me for years. Her grandfather, who had raised her like a second father, was slowly fading into dementia. She still visited him regularly, held his hand, spoke to him like she always had. But one day, he looked at her blankly and asked, "And you are?" And she said to me, with this quiet ache in her voice, "It feels like he's gone, even though he's still here." That sentence cracked something open in me. Because what had disappeared wasn't just him, it was the version of her that only existed in his memory. The child he had raised. The grandchild he had adored. The bond that had once confirmed her place in his world. And now, with that gone, something inside her felt invisible. And it made me wonder. When we say we love someone, are we loving them? Or are we loving the way they remember us? The way they affirm our place? The way they reflect us back to ourselves? Because maybe that's what attachment truly is. Not just love in the romantic or familial sense, but the way another person holds a mirror up to our existence. The way they say, through presence or memory, "I know you. You exist. You matter." And when that mirror breaks, when someone forgets us, leaves us, or stops seeing us in the way we once depended on, we don't just feel loss. We feel a kind of unraveling. A soft identity crisis. Because so much of who we think we are was being held in the gaze of another. And that's where this becomes more than just a story about memory or relationships. It becomes a spiritual question. Who are you without the mirrors? Who are you when no one's watching? Who are you when no one is calling your name, reminding you of your roles, daughter, lover, friend? Can you still feel real in your own skin? That's what this video is about. It's about the quiet ache we carry when the people who used to anchor us stop seeing us. And it's also about the sacred invitation in that ache. Because sometimes, when the mirror breaks, we finally start to see ourselves. But here's the quiet twist no one prepares you for. Sometimes, it's not the person we're grieving. It's who we were with them. The version of us that felt special, seen, understood. The version that only lit up in their presence. And when they're no longer there, whether by absence, change, or forgetting, that part of us goes dim. Like a room with the lights suddenly switched off. We look around and wonder, who am I now? That's where many people get stuck. Not in the heartbreak, but in the confusion of losing a version of themselves they'd grown to love. And so here's the soul inquiry. Can you love the part of you that only others used to see? Can you hold space for your own light, when there's no one left to reflect it back? Because this is where true self-connection begins. In the silence after the echo fades. When your name isn't being called by anyone. When your story isn't being remembered by someone else. When you're not being needed, wanted, or even recognized. In that stillness, what's left? Who is the you that remains, untouched by their memory? Unheld by their gaze? Unconfirmed by their love? Is there a self behind all that reflection? A deeper you that doesn't flicker when someone forgets you, but glows, softly, on its own. And maybe, just maybe, that part of you that felt lost when they stopped seeing you, it was never really gone. It was just waiting for you to turn inward. To say, with your own quiet presence, I remember you. I still see you. You still exist, even without their gaze. Because there is a version of you untouched by time. Unshaken by memory loss. Unmoved by the leaving of others. It's the you that was there before you were anyone's daughter, lover, friend. The one who existed before you were reflected. Before you were remembered. That self doesn't need to be confirmed to be real. It just needs to be met. So if you're feeling invisible today, if someone important has stopped seeing you, or left without goodbye, if the mirror you once relied on has cracked, let this moment become something sacred. Let it be the beginning of a new kind of recognition. Not through someone else's eyes, but through your own. You don't need to be remembered to belong. You don't need to be seen to be whole. And you don't need to be reflected to be real. You are still here. And that, in itself, is enough. Subscribe to these channels for more content like this.